What's up guys, Drake's Card Tricks here, and in this video I'm gonna show you guys how to do a really cool looking cardistry move called the Lepaul spread. So it's a very basic cardistry move, and yeah, if you're showing off some cardistry to someone, then it's just really cool looking. You can do it either just a regular spread like that, or you can make an S. And if you're using some interesting looking cards, then like for example these ones that go with no border, then it just makes really interesting looking designs. Or if you used another one that I have, the Elements series Fire, then it also looks really cool looking. Okay, but we don't care about this deck right now, sorry, just this one. So yeah, that's enough of the introduction. Let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so when you're just learning the Lepaul spread, then I highly recommend that you get a deck that's really well worn, like one that's really easy to bend. Like this one, I've had it for a long time, so it's really easy to bend in the center to do the Lepaul spread, because essentially all that the Lepaul spread is just you're just bending it and then springing the cards out like that, and then just carrying them along with your right hand. Okay, so that's just what it is in general. So having one that's nice and easy to bend is good for learning, but even if you don't have access to one that's really easy to bend, then that's alright. Like this one, it's still pretty new, so it's still pretty stiff, but I'm still able to do it, even though, yeah, I have been doing the Lepaul spread for a little while now, so I have gotten the hang of it with doing it with multiple different decks. But yeah, if you're just learning it, then using a stiff deck isn't too ideal, so yeah, just use a nice bendy one. So yeah, so first we'll just show, so like you're holding the deck like this between your four fingers and the base of your thumb. Okay, I've also like heard that some people like do it on the tip of their thumb or something like that, but that's just really hard. Okay, so just kind of hold it in your hand like that, and then you're just kind of squeezing so that it bends in. And usually like just squeezing it alone isn't gonna do a lot, so what I usually do is I just kind of push in, and then that just gets me ready to finish it off. But yeah, you just kind of push that in to bend it, and then you're just kind of you have to get the hang of just springing off springing it off at a nice easy pace with your fingers. Okay, so yeah, it's just doing that essentially. So then when you're springing them off, then you're gonna take this hand and take your thumb usually to the bottom left corner of it, and then yeah, and then as you're springing it out, then you're just bringing it out so that you're kind of supporting it with your fingers underneath it. So like all of this is supported by these fingers on the bottom. So you're just springing it off, and then there it goes to that finger, to that pointer finger. And then as you move along, then you get the hang of just like catching it successively with each finger, just moving from giving some to the pointer finger, then middle and ring, and so on and so forth. So I'm sorry if that wasn't too clear, but yeah, basically you're just like carrying that out so that it's held between the thumb and then supported on the bottom by the four other fingers. And then in the end, then on the other side, it's also supported by those four fingers. So it is difficult getting the hang of it. For me, it was actually pretty helpful to see it from the front. So yeah, basically just like that. So it's just springing them off and then just taking cards like this. Okay, so then yeah, it's actually pretty simple. It's a really basic move in cardistry, really good for beginners because it really helps to raise that self-esteem once you do get it. And it's like, it really, at least for me, it seems to strengthen those fingers for some reason or another. So I guess that's not super relevant, but yeah, so I'll just go through that again. You just go ahead and bend it. You can even start bending it by kind of pushing that down a little bit, then springing it off and just catching it with this hand and just moving it out. And then once you get the hang of doing it like that, then I've heard somewhere that as you're doing it that you kind of twist this hand inward, but that doesn't really seem to work for me. So what I usually do is when I'm pulling it out, I just kind of move it up, move my right hand up like that. So then that helps to make the S shape. Okay, so once you get the hang of doing it like that, then just move that hand up when you're doing it, up and a little back. So just like that. And then yeah, again, you're supporting a lot of it with those 4 fingers. So yeah, I'll just show you that in slow motion from the front. Okay, one more time. Just like that. And then I'll just show you slow motion for both the other ways. Okay, and then for the S. Okay, one more time. Just like that. Okay? So as usual, do not be discouraged if you don't get it at the very first try, because let's face it, like, no one does. Yeah, it is really basic once you do get the hang of it. And yeah, I also recommend that you use a deck that goes, yeah, with no borders, so that it creates like really cool looking art, like all these different colored stripes, like the Stargazer deck, or like I just showed earlier, the Element series, the Fire deck, because it also looks really cool. And I mean, you know, even just using a regular deck will be okay, but you know, it won't look as cool, but it'll still be really impressive for anyone who doesn't know how to do it. So just keep practicing that Lepaul spread, and once you do get the hang of it, it's really worth it. It looks really cool, and it does kind of bend the deck that way quite a bit when you're doing it. So what I do every once in a while is I'll just switch ways so that it'll kind of undo that bending. And then when you're done, then if you don't want it to stay bent anyway, then you can just go ahead and bend it back. Maybe do something like some springs or a riffle shuffle. Okay. There it goes. So yeah, if you're using brand new cards, then it will be very hard, because new cards are yeah, quite difficult to bend, and then bending them the lengthwise is really hard if you're using stiff cards. So yeah, just try using old cards or ones that are really easy to bend right there. And yeah, as I just said earlier, do not be discouraged if you don't get it the first try, because it's difficult getting the hang of it. Alright, so that wraps up another video by Strix Card Tricks. on the Lepaul spread. That was not the Lepaul spread. That was a failure. And it was not a failed Lepaul spread either. Okay, so just if you enjoyed the video or if it was helpful at all, then just go ahead and like it, comment below on what video you want me to make next, and share the video with your friends. And as always, if you haven't already, then subscribe to the channel so that you can see more awesome videos like this. Strikes Cartrix signing off for now. Have a great day.